Good evening, dear friends. How are you all doing? Welcome back to Raving with Rua here on my YouTube channel, Songs from the Rua Room. My YouTube channel dedicated to singer-songwriters from Belgium and beyond, and it's great to have you here with us. Today, once again, it is the 30th of April, and it is great to see you all. If you are watching on YouTube, please consider hitting that subscribe button down there. It helps me to build the channel and get the songs out there. And if you click that little notification bell then as well, you won't miss anything. If you feel like it, you can always have a look at the ruaroom.com and go to the shop there if you'd like to help out financially a little bit. Maybe buy something from the shop. Of course, my virtual tip jar is always open there as well. And you will get all those links in the description below. So thanks for that. If you feel like doing it, always appreciate it. Never expected, but you know how it goes. Thanks very much. We have a few live viewers already, I believe. If you are talking to us live, it'd be great. You can drop us a line. Hi, Zella. Drop us a line there and I'll stick it up on the screen if appropriate, as the fella says. So, yeah, please feel free to drop us a line, drop us a link. Let us know how you're all doing, where you're watching from, of course. My guest tonight is over in the US of A. His name is Jeff Brown, but before we met, I believe, at the Westport Acoustic Yard Singer-Songwriter Festival, and back in 2016, if memory serves. And before we talk to Jeff, I just want to say a quick word about the Acoustic Yard Songwriter Festival. It's been going strong for a few years now. I'm not sure if obviously there won't be one this year with this Corona happening, but my friend David D. Moore organizes that over there, and this year he tells me every year he brings out a compilation CD of a lot of the artists, about 20 songs or so each compilation CD of artists from the festival. And this year he tells me that the CD, let me see if I can find it, he tells me that CD, there it is, volume number 5, is coming out, and it is going to be, all proceeds will be going to the COVID aid charity, which is really nice of David and the Acoustic Yard for doing that. So yeah, keep an eye on that. Maybe David is here later on. He might throw a link or two up about the Acoustic Yard, but I'm sure if you Google it, you'll find it there. So fair play to David and all at the Acoustic Yard in Westport for doing that. So without further ado, let's go over to not Chicago, but close to Chicago. The very wonderful and the brilliant songwriter Jeff Brown is here, I hope. Hello, sir.
Hello.
There's Jeff.
I made it. All the way from Virginia.
Virginia, that's right. I couldn't remember where it was. How far away is that from Chicago City?
Oh, too far.
It's a long way.
It's about 12 or 13 hour drive.
Is it a long way? Oh, you moved over. So, but were you born in Chicago, Jeff?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And how long you been living in Virginia?
It'll be 2 years in July.
Very nice. Okay, is it a big change of scenery for you, or?
Oh my goodness. We live in the Shenandoah Valley, so it's pretty much trees and rivers and mountains and cows, and it's absolutely amazing.
It sounds, yeah, like the song Shenandoah.
Yeah, it is pouring right now.
It's pouring, is it right now? Yeah, it's a bit damp here in Belgium as well. But how you doing with this lockdown scenario and all this COVID stuff? You lost a lot of gigs, you were saying.
You know, it's weird. I mean, that's the easiest thing I can say is that, you know, I'm fortunate in that my wife is a essential federal employee, so she's been working. I've spent most of the last 2 years working from home, so that's really not changed at all. So as far as our lives getting, you know, thrown into upheaval, it really hasn't been that different. Mm-hmm. But as a musician, you know, I've lost at least 3 or 4 months worth of tours, and that's just up until June. I was going to be in the UK right now, and then I was going to be in Germany for a month, and then just all of that disappeared.
Just kind of disappeared, as I said, into thin air all of a sudden for you and for a lot of touring musicians. But is it? Yeah. Would you come to Europe generally? Would you come over to Europe a lot? Europe and the UK?
Not as often as I'd like, but absolutely. I mean, I usually end up going there once every couple of years, depending on how everything works.
What are your memories of 2016 and Westport?
It was the first time I'd been to Westport. I'd been to Ireland half a dozen times, mostly through through Dublin, the Dublin area, and down through Waterford and Wexford and Cork.
Yeah.
Went to Galway, but this is the first time up in the northwest, and it was just absolutely beautiful. And I loved the festival. I loved meeting you and meeting Zia from Norway and Kathleen Turner, who I still listen to all the
Amazing.
time.
Yeah, well, I think we all met so many great musicians in Westport. And of
That was
course,
a good year. It
it
was a
was a
good year.
great year. Yeah, it was. I think it may have even been the very first big
It
festival.
was.
I think it was
It
the
was
very
the first.
first
It was
one.
the first
Yes, we
acoustic
were.
art festival.
Yeah, and we were very lucky to be, and I'm delighted to have been asked to do it as well. As you said, we got to meet so many great
Oh yeah.
songwriters from all over the world,
Hmm.
and how lovely it was. I forgot at the beginning, folks, to mention our great sponsor today. Of course, all of these streams are brought to us where there by G Sharp Guitars, indeed. GSharpGuitars.com. They're the world's finest travel electric guitars. Check them out there. I forgot to mention them at the beginning, but yeah. So I just thought maybe we'd go straight into a song and come back and talk a bit more. Let us know. What's the story behind this great song. This is a video from Westport and a song called Another Year.
So another year, there's a uh, an event every February called the February Album Writing Month, where it's a challenge throughout the world to write 14 songs in 28 days, because in most places no one wants to do anything in February because it's short and miserable and snowy and
Yeah.
whatnot. So that was a song that I had written many Februarys past, and it's everyone asks, oh, is it about a girl? Is it about a relationship? And sometimes how songwriting works is you get one little nugget of an idea and it expands into the rest of the song. And this song started because I was looking around my apartment and it was just abhorrently messy. And I wrote a line that said, but this place is a mess and I'm not sure just where to begin. And the song came from that.
Yeah, really about cleaning up the apartment. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That's my
That's how they
little
can.
secret.
Yeah. That's how they can go sometimes. Do you remember who was on stage with you here? It looked like an in the round situation.
I was on tour with my dear friend from Colorado, Teresa Storch, and for a couple of days, her boyfriend, then fiance, and now husband, Peter, had joined us. So we were all just sitting together and playing on each other's songs, and it was just wonderful.
Okay, so you were kind of touring as a trio as such, just kind of
Yeah,
a kind of song swappy show. Very
yeah,
nice.
because we would play
Okay.
for a couple hours a night and just like, here, you play this, you play this, you play this, we play this, and it was
And you had,
wonderful.
yeah, it sounds like a great time.
And
Well, let's.
I was the driver because
Oh, were you?
I was the only one of us who knew how to drive a manual on the opposite side.
Aha, I see. Okay,
So
I thought you were going to say something like I was the only one that wasn't drinking, but we'll come back to
well,
drinking later on.
that is also true.
Also
But
true, because
your drinking and driving laws are very strict.
they are indeed. Yeah. Well, I want to discuss some whiskey. We'll have a little
All
whiskey
right.
discussion later on as well. But let's play the song first, just to kick it off, folks. This is called Another Year, and it was live at the Westport Songwriter Festival, the Acoustic Yard Songwriter Festival, run by David D. Moore. And here is the great Jeff Brown.
This song's about getting older. Realizing that all those things that you really wanted to do haven't been done. It's alright, there's still time. This has been fantastic. My name's Jeff Brown. This is Teresa Storch and Peter Laces. So another year has passed me by. Another winter's come and it's fall. kept all your memories, though my head's been in disarray. And I've kept all your letters, though I should know better. Just can't throw them away. Darling, just look in my eyes, and if you need to, just lie. 'Cause the plans that we made and the games that we played were the only things real that I could find. But if you knocked on my door, you know that I'd let you in. But this place is a mess, not sure just where to begin. And so I'll fight and I'll push and I'll kick and I'll scream. Someday I'll finally move on. I'll never regret, but I'll learn to forget for another year after you're gone. Darling, just look in my eyes, and if you need to, just lie. 'Cause this might never work, and this might always hurt, but you'll never say I didn't try. No, make me come sit on my wall and read me the story of old. Tell it just like you still believe the end of the century brings a change for you and me. Make me come sit on my wall and read me the story of old. Tell it like you still believe. At the end of the century brings a change for you and me. Gotta admit, I always wanted to do that in Ireland. So another year has passed me by. Everything's changed after all. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful night. Jeff Brown, everybody.
Wow. Congratulations to both of us there. that was a great moment in the Town Hall Theatre in Westport.
Yes.
I remember it well, and another fellow who remembers it well apparently is the man himself. David D. Moore is here.
Oh, marvelous.
How are you doing, sir? We have to be careful now what we say about him because he's watching.
Just don't call him Dave. Whatever you do.
Good. Thank you for reminding me. Do not call him. Don't say the Dave word.
No,
David,
no.
thanks for joining us, David, all the way from Westport. I hope you're fine and well over there, and the lovely Leslie as well. I hope you're both fine and well. So yeah, that was a great moment in the Town Hall Theatre in Westport, the Acoustic Yard Festival that was taken from. Yeah,
And I got to count off my bucket list covering Damien Rice in Ireland.
I see. Okay, well, was that on the cards for a long time? It was.
It was actually an accident. So I had written that song. It was originally in C minor for the music nerds.
Yeah.
And then I had listened to Amy by Damien Rice, which is in B minor, and I thought, well, those are pretty much the exact same chord progression. If I take mine down a half step, I can just sneak right into it in the middle of the song. So
right, so that's so you said, right, I'm going to blend these two.
Yeah, and Damien Rice has been like when the first time I ever heard that changed my songwriting forever.
Did it? So, that whole album was very special. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Yes, it sure was, and I'm laughing at David. Not a great comment there from David. He said, "Nice house, Jeff." Yes, it is a lovely house. Indeed, it is.
It's amazing what living out in the country can do.
You tidied up especially for the broadcast.
Oh, indeed. Loads of room for. There's my puppy.
There she is. Maybe
here's Tally.
Hey,
oh, there she is.
Hello, look.
No.
Bring her up to have a look.
Who's my sweet girl? She's going to be a year old next week. She's my sweet little German Shepherd.
A year.
Yup. She's still tiny. She's about 50 pounds.
She's still a fair sized animal for a fair weight animal.
Yeah. Well, she's my cuddle bug.
She's so sweet. And you're a Star Wars fan as well, are you?
Oh, very much so.
I see that behind you there. And it was like
The Empire Strikes Back was the first movie I ever saw in the theater when I was 3.
Was it?
Yep.
You've been following it ever since, or?
Very much so. It was an integral part of my life forever.
Forever. And when did the music start happening for you? Was it something that was in the family already, Jeff?
No. My parents are still trying to figure out where I got all the music from.
Okay.
But I was 11 when I started learning how to play guitar.
Okay. And it kind of went from there. Was it always acoustic guitar?
No. So I started by listening to Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden was the band that made me go, I want to learn how to do that. And I started playing electric guitar for a very long time. The acoustic music, because I was oh, hello, you want to join me too? I was always a big fan of Jeff Buckley and a lot of the singer-songwriters, Harry Chapin and all these amazing singer-songwriters. But my focus was really, really crushing heavy metal and stuff. And eventually I started listening to Dar Williams and Damien Rice, and I thought, well, this music right here, this feels real. This feels honest. Yeah.
And when you say, so you were really a guitarist, like were you a shredder on electric? Is that the kind of guitar style
yes.
we're talking now? It wasn't vocal or anything. It was all.
No, I could not sing metal. I mean, I probably could, but no one would want to listen to it.
And there was no metal writing or anything like that. It was all guitar stuff.
I was in a couple bands when I was younger, and a lot of it was we would work on arrangements, but I didn't do a lot of writing. It was more like, hey, here's a song, make it even cooler, sort of thing.
Very nice. 'Cause I want to play a band track. I mean, the one of the bands, well, maybe the only other project you're in, is it? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Well, currently it's really just me because the rest of my band members are all in Chicago. But,
are they? I see. And tell us about this track live at the Double Door, the Hurricane track.
The double doors. The double door is one of the casualties of Wicker Park gentrification. It was one of my favorite music venues in the city, and it had shut down a couple years ago. And it's a long, awful story with developers and rising real estate prices. But they're hopefully trying to reopen pretty soon. But this was the last song we played that night, and I wrote this I wrote this song after a dream I had. I woke up and grabbed my guitar and started noodling around.
And is the New Black, is that just kind of what you call your backing band, or is that?
We're Jeff Brown and the New Black. Don't want to say that they're my backing band. They're the band that I'm.
They're the band, yeah, they're great.
But
sure.
But having a last name like Brown, there's not a lot you can do to cleverly add your color name into it. So someone said, well, Jeff Brown is the New Black.
Very good.
Well, that's pretty clever.
It is very clever. It is very clever. So this is kind of more of a, I suppose, the rocky side of what you do.
Yes. And there's towards the middle of the song, there's definitely somebody.
And there's a bit of shredding going on, isn't there?
Yes.
Yeah, well, I like this track a lot. Let's go straight into it. It's called Hurricane, folks. Jeff Brown and band live at the Double Door. This will get you rocking. Whoa, stark contrast.
I was so young and so much less hair.
Younger with less hair. It's yeah, that doesn't sound right.
Well,
Must be
well,
younger with less hair.
it's just
Yeah.
it's moved.
It
The
has moved. Yeah, I know
the
feeling.
forehead does keep getting higher and higher. I gotta tell you.
So all those guys are back in Chicago. So I guess you don't get to see them so often. Is that
No, and actually the drummer Jim Lordeman, he lives in LA now,
all right?
so
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 they're
he's even
scattered.
further. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess you miss that kind of you
I
miss the
do.
outfit,
Well,
do you?
I mean, right now I miss everybody, but
Yeah.
yeah. But I definitely miss like that. Playing with my band was just so much fun because I've been doing a lot ever since I moved to Virginia. I've been doing a lot by myself, and it's a blast, and it's much easier to schedule things. But there's just something about playing with other people that is so much fun, and I miss that tremendously.
And do you ever co-write with people, Jeff, or has it always been just kind of solo
I
writing?
I have, but most of the time it's all been me, or someone will say, hey, can you finish this bridge? I need a bridge. Or I'll
Ah,
say,
yeah.
like, I have this song and I can't for the life of me think of a chorus or something like that.
Okay. And
But
yeah. So
but I
every so
don't
often.
I don't know that I've ever, or at least not in the last 10 years or so, just sat in a room with someone and said, all right, let's come up with something here.
Yeah.
It's always
Okay.
been augmenting here and there. I'm certainly open to it.
Sure.
But
Yeah. I was just wondering because do you enjoy the experience, or has it always been kind of a mixed kind of good and bad? Because some people love co-writing, some people have kind of mixed feelings about it.
it's I don't have as much experience with it,
Mm.
so I can't necessarily say it's good, bad, or indifferent. But I mean, I love the process of writing songs most of the time.
Most of the time, yeah.
Every once in a while, you just get that one that just doesn't want to happen, and you
Yeah.
just massage it for years, and then you throw it out and
What's your
start somewhere else.
indeed? How many albums have you released now at this stage?
Um, I've released three full length records, and then
Okay.
an EP here and there, and I'm in the middle of two others right now. If I can ever get back into the
Oh, you get
studio.
back in, yeah. So two more sort of Jeff Brown albums, solo
So I've
singer-songwriter
got
stuff,
I've
or one
got
with the
one.
band?
I have one solo-ish. I mean, it's
Yeah,
me and my music, but I enlist the aid of a whole lot of my friends because I have so many incredibly talented musical friends that it's just a shame not to include as many of them as I can.
uh-huh.
But another one that I'm working on is a full Jeff Brown and the New Black record.
Full on band
Oh yes,
production.
full on rock
And
mode,
how?
big guitars, and
Yeah, how will you approach that if they're all over? Do you just kind of email each other tracks and get the tracks done in other countries, or how does it, or other states, or
well,
how
with
does it
with
work?
the New Black record, we're all meeting in a studio in
Oh,
Chicago,
you're going to come
and
together. Ah, right.
yeah, and so we've already got the drum tracks are down, a lot
Yeah.
of the guitar tracks are down, and then the world kind of fell apart. And
Yeah, indeed. And people can go to jeffbrownmusic.com, I suppose, and get all the links
correct.
everywhere. Yeah, your Facebook page is, of course, Jeff Brown Music. So, folks,
Yep.
if you watch, what? Hello.
Uh-oh. What's going on? Are we
He
getting
doesn't,
mail?
he doesn't like Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you are watching on Facebook, folks, right now, give Jeff's page a like. Of course, you can get his music
I'm very
digitally.
likable.
You're very likable. You are indeed very likable. JeffBrown.bandcamp.com, of course, is where you can download and buy a lot of stuff digitally. So there'll be other links in the YouTube video later on. I will have Jeff's PayPal link down there as well if you'd like to donate financially to. We all need that right now. We're all in dire straits, so feel free to contribute to Jeff as
It's
well.
true.
And again is there. She's a great fan of the show, and she just commented on your Atari shirt.
Oh.
She loves the Atari shirt. Yes.
Why, thank you. I grew up with the 2600, and then we became a Nintendo family.
Okay. It was in the
Nintendo,
family.
and then yeah.
Love it.
But
Have your brothers?
I'm
Have
a
your
video.
brother? Yeah. Have you got
Pardon?
brothers and sisters?
I have one sister. She's younger.
Okay.
She was never that into it, but it's funny because my nephew is getting really, really into Legend of Zelda, which was one of my first games when I started playing Nintendo.
Okay, so
So
that's an oldie and a goodie. Yeah.
yeah, and actually to to emphasize how much of a giant video game nerd I am, our dog is named after one of my favorite characters in Mass Effect.
Fantastic. What's your
Yeah,
dog's name again?
her name is Tali Zora.
Talizora.
We just call her Tali for short. Oh, and here she comes.
Here
She
she
heard
comes,
her
Tally.
name.
Hey,
She heard her
Tally.
name.
Hi, Tally. I love dogs. Absolutely. She looks great.
She's the first dog that I've ever had, and I had no idea just how unbelievably in love I would fall with for this stupid animal.
Really.
It's just hook completely
Hook,
completely
hook,
done.
line, and sinker.
It's
Yeah.
it's over.
About what, a year ago, you said?
Well, we adopted her
Oh, yeah.
when she was 6 months, so it's been about 6 months that we've had her. But we adopted her, and she was 20 pounds, and she's more than doubled in weight.
In the well,
She's become a full-on dog rather than a little puppy.
He's fantastic. Just want to quick shout out to the viewers from Ireland. Anna, how you doing, Anna? Great to see you. My dad is in. Martin, Mr. Rua, senior.
Wonderful.
How you doing?
Hello.
Great to see you. Katja is in from Belgium. Hi, Kay, and of course Anna Geen as well from Belgium. She loves dogs. She has a great dog herself as well. She does. So thanks for everybody for joining us here live. If you are watching live, let us know from where. If you have questions or comments, put them up there. We'll get to them. You have so many great songs. It's hard to get through them all, but I want to try and push on and get some songs played
All right.
for the listeners, Jeff, because they're all great. But tell us a little bit about the song you sang on this. It says "Living Local" is the name of the TV show.
Okay, so this past summer, I was on tour for about a month throughout the country and into Canada, and it was in support of my most recent record called "A Thousand Ways." And while I was on tour, I was invited to a TV station in the Quad Cities, and they had me play a couple songs and promote a couple shows. And this was one of the songs from my most recent record. And because I'm a sensitive singer-songwriter, it's mandatory to write songs about destructive relationships.
Of course.
And this is about the most destructive relationship I could think of. It's a song about a lighthouse that falls in love with a boat.
Okay, it's not about this woman on screen.
No.
Okay.
I wrote it long before I met her.
Okay, fair enough. We'll talk a bit more when we come back after this, folks. This is Jeff Brown, great little in-studio performance of one of his great songs.
For a performance. Take it away, Jeff.
So tell me, what am I supposed to do to stop the wanting to be close to you tonight? And the rain is falling all around, and these storms will force this ship to run aground tonight. And I know you don't have to let them drown, 'cause we know you can always put your anchor down. And so I will lead you far away from me, because my love will lead you safe upon the sea tonight.
Oh, Jeff, fantastic song.
Indeed. Fantastic song. She hit the nail on the head there, so she did. Yeah, that was beautiful, Jeff.
Thank you.
You,
And
you
I
have.
it featured the stub capo that
I
I know
was
you've
just
had
going
a
to
video
mention
or
it.
two. Yeah.
I said I noticed a couple of things about that. One of them was the great use of the Kaiser partial shortcut capo.
Oh my
And
goodness.
I saw that my eagle eye picked up on that immediately.
right.
You're a fan of shortcut capos. Did I give you that one, or did you have it before we met?
I started working with them maybe 3 or 4 years ago.
Okay.
Some someone had left it at a music venue, and they said, "Oh, it ended up in my case." I didn't think, but
That's well, finders keepers,
and I was
losers weepers.
what is this thing? And
What
I
is
started
this?
playing around
Someone
with it.
left half a capo
I
behind
mean,
him. Yeah.
it's sorcery.
It
That thing
sure
is
is. There's
wild.
some amazing things you can do with those capos. I made a little YouTube video, a little tutorial there recently as well. If anyone wants to check that out, it's on the channel itself. But yeah, what you can do with even full capos, just
Yeah.
leaving a couple of strings, open, it just changes. Same chords, but just
Yeah, like the amount of open chordings, open voicings you can get, random places in the guitar is great.
I love it. I absolutely
Yeah.
love it. You can turn it upside down and get open G
Yep,
as well.
yep,
And yeah, there's
yep.
loads of tips and tricks. But yeah, I'm glad you're a fan of them. I am too, since the late '80s. Love Kaiser capos.
Oh,
And
goodness,
yeah, absolutely. And especially the partial capos, the shortcut stuff. Tell me a little bit about that gorgeous Guild guitar that you're playing as well. For the guitar geeks that are watching, it's lovely sounding and looking instrument.
That guitar. Actually, she's right here.
She's right there. Let's give us a closer look at that.
Oh my goodness.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
gorgeous.
a 1978 Guild G37.
Is it 78?
I joke that we have a kindred spirit a kindred bond between the two of us, because the neck was snapped off and has been fixed. And I joke that we're both a little broken, but we both managed to make music that's beautiful, and we were both made in the same year.
Really, you're 78 as well.
Yep.
And where did
But,
amazing? Where did the guitar originate?
I believe it was either Warwick or I know it was in Rhode Island. I think it was Warwick.
That's beautiful, beautiful guitar. And did I read somewhere that your first guitar, of course, like my story was belonged to your dad, was it?
The first guitar I
Or
ever
you found
played,
one? Yeah.
I found it in the attic. My dad got a little. It was a little classical guitar. It was just a parlor size nylon
Yeah.
string, and I tried stringing it with fishing line, because the nylon strings looked like fishing line. And I thought, this is going to be great. And my dad looked at me and said, "Oh, all right, let's do this right." And I started playing on it, and then it was over.
That was it. You were kind of hooked. Yeah.
Yeah, but the first electric guitar the first guitar I ever bought was the one that got away. It was
Oh no.
It was a 1985 Les Paul, and
Oh,
I sold it to pay for like a year of law school. And I look back and I was like, that guitar is probably worth like 15 grand now.
Oh my God. 1980 Les Paul. But you're still a fan of Gibsons, and I saw you play Epiphone as well. Do you electric guitars now? You have I saw you in a video with a Flying V Epiphone. Like, you don't see very many of them. That's amazing.
It's true. It was the Flying V is a funny story.
Is that like a geeky thing for you, or is it no? Tell us the story about
Oh,
it, because
absolutely.
it's just, yeah,
So-
absolutely.
So I was going home from school one day, and I stopped in, as I do, at the Guitar Center, and it was just hanging on the wall, and I thought, oh, it's a beautiful, beautiful Carina V. And I looked at the price tag, and I thought, I can't afford that. I can't justify that. So I went home, and in the mailbox, I found I had throat surgery a couple years prior to that, and they had the doctor's office had sent me a refund of money that I had paid, or that insurance had paid, or something. And I looked at it, and it was exactly the amount of that guitar. And I thought, I'm going to go back tomorrow, and if that guitar is still there, it's coming home with me. And sure enough,
Sure enough, there it was.
yeah.
Proud owner.
Indeed,
Wow.
and she's still in my music room right now.
That's amazing. It's a great story. Great story. And yeah, but they're brilliant. They look great. And of course it sounds great.
Oh my goodness!
It's not in this next video that I want to play, but I want to go back and play another band, a band song. You're playing the Guild in
Yes.
this one, but it's you're also a whiskey fan, or could I say a connoisseur?
Absolutely,
Absolutely. So you have a collection.
I do. I have a pretty
Substantial
remarkable, substantial collection. I mean, not as big as some of the ones that I've seen, but
Yeah.
I enjoy whiskey.
You described your music. You said songwriting once. You said once that songwriting was we can only write about two things: women and whiskey.
Well,
I'm paraphrasing.
someone had asked what my greatest musical influences were, and I said mostly women and alcohol.
Well, yeah, that's right. That's what you said. Yeah, I was getting it wrong. Yeah. Well, this song, I don't know if this sums it up or not, but this is certainly
the next song is about both.
it's called "Whiskey and You." And who's in this band with you? Can you remember?
It's Jeff Brown in the New Black. It's
Okay.
Michael Narvez on the bass guitar, and Mark Lester on the percussion, and Eric Stafford on the guitar, and Alex Galevich on the cello. And shout out to Alex, she just graduated from law school.
Kudos, Alex.
And I think she's moving out to DC this coming September to work for the Department of Labor. So
Fantastic. Is that your background? You're fully graduated in law as well, are you?
I have been practicing law for 12 years. 12 years. Oh my goodness.
Cool. I'll give you a call after the show. I might.
I do entertainment law.
You're actually a music lawyer.
Indeed.
Wow,
Although
that's really even more specialized. Amazing.
In my spare time, though, I joke that I am actually going back to work after this interview. I'm in the middle of a pretty gigantic pharmaceutical litigation right now, which is absolutely as interesting as it sounds.
I can imagine. But let's go back to whiskey and women for the moment.
All right.
And we'll pursue that at a later time. This is you're playing a festival in the lashing rain. It looks like.
Oh, well, it wasn't that rainy, but it was definitely. I mean, it was coming down, but it was the Bucktown Garden Walk in Chicago.
Yeah, lovely gig. It looks like a lovely gig. Club Lucky is over your head. But let's have a listen. Jeff Brown, the New Black, Whiskey and You, folks. Whiskey and You.
This next song is a song about girls and alcohol. It's called Whiskey and You. It's been a long, long time. I got a whiskey and you on mine. How you burn, and oh, my loving is true. 100 proof. That's Alex Galevich on the cello. I know, right? And I'm
Whiskey, and you know I want a whiskey.
All right. Well, here let's see if this works.
Okay, thanks very much. Cheers. No,
All right.
I'm empty. Look. Oh well. So if you had to choose between Irish and Scottish whiskey, careful now. Careful
Okay,
now.
so
Tell me, educate me.
So true story. I am a sucker for fancy promotion, and I bought a bottle of the Pogues whiskey,
You did.
and it turns out it's delicious.
Really?
It tastes like drinking like a summer vale stream. It is so good, and I didn't expect something that was just so shamelessly branded to be good. It was wonderful.
Wow,
That
I'm
said,
surprised to hear that.
That said, I do love my scotch.
You do love your scotch.
In fact, I've got one of my favorites
What
right here.
are you drinking there now?
This is the Concussion. It's a single malt from I think it's Speyside, but absolutely delicious. I don't gravitate towards the really heavily peaty stuff like the Taliskers and the Obans and the oh my goodness. But like it's really flowery and heathery and light and just delicious.
It goes down easy.
It does.
Sláinte, sir. Sláinte va, as the Scottish would say.
Sláinte as well.
Sláinte va. Okay, well, I was just kind of curious. I am fond of the odd bit of Scotch myself, indeed. But I'd kind of gravitate towards the peaty stuff. Yeah, as you
Fair
mentioned
enough.
there, which is also nice. But there's so many good ones. It's hard to.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Oh wow! Did you pick up a bottle when you were in Ireland or in the UK the last time?
Depends. Is the TSA listening? I actually picked up several. The last. Well, it wasn't smuggling. It was completely.
It wasn't smuggling. Yeah.
So the last time I was there in 2016, I was going through customs at the end, and the gentleman said, "Oh, where have you been?" And I said, "I was in Iceland, and I was in England, and Ireland, and Scotland." And I says, "Did you bring back any scotch?" And I said, "Yes, sir. I brought back a very nice bottle of scotch." He goes, "Yeah, you did. Go on through." And I'm walking past, I'm like, and then I bought another one, and then I bought another one, and then one was given to me, and then I'm like, get out of the airport.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I may have exceeded the 750 milliliter allotment.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Small little.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we won't mention that any further in case,
No.
as you said, in case the walls have ears.
Plausible deniability.
You see, that's the lawyer. That's the lawyer speaking now. Indeed. But speaking of whiskey, you have a great YouTube channel, of course, but you created a secondary YouTube channel called Jeff Brown on the Rocks, which I love the concept of this.
It's
Tell us
the music on the rocks, which is ironic because I typically don't drink whiskey with ice. I'll throw a couple stones in there every once in a while, but I prefer it as nature intended. But it was sort of a horrible bit of wordplay because the music industry is really on the rocks right now because
Oh,
no
yeah.
one knows what's going on, and it's funny because I'm sitting here and I'm doing live streams from my living room, but Beyonce is doing the same thing,
Yeah.
and it's
Springsteen.
very yeah
Yeah.
yeah it's like Bruce Springsteen and
Yeah.
like the Talking Heads. They're broadcasting from their living rooms, and it's a great equalizer for now.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah,
but,
they're challenging times indeed, and I don't know if it's on the rocks might be a harsh way of putting it, but yeah, for
yeah.
independent artists like ourselves, it's definitely on the rocks. It's going that way.
Well,
We have
it's
to
funny.
hope that we can come back stronger. Yeah, go
Well,
on.
for independent artists, it's like we've kind of been doing this anyway.
Yeah,
So it's like we don't have we don't have the big labels and stuff backing us up. So we're doing a lot of this on our own anyway. So not a lot has changed for me. Now I'm just doing this from my living room rather than from the venue down the street or from
yeah, or
this
other
bar or
people's
this
living
bar.
rooms. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
well,
But
I can see. They are challenging times, absolutely, Jeff. But we're lucky as independent artists. Most of us are lucky that we have a collective group behind us who support us.
absolutely. And I mean, I've been not necessarily surprised, but just very pleasantly, you know, uh, the amount of support and the amount of people that are just starved for music right now. A friend of mine, Stephen Kellogg, is said the other day. He says, we're entertainers, and right now times are so weird and bleak that any bit of goodness we can put into the world is wonderful.
People
And
appreciate it, yeah,
yeah,
very, very much so. I posted a picture of you earlier with that great shirt. It said what Anagin is saying there: drink whiskey and pet dogs. I love that.
that was it was a sweatshirt that was given to me by a friend of mine in California, and
Fabulous.
they're two solid pieces of advice, and
Absolutely.
both of them
And
have been getting me through this.
David E.
my,
Moore, of
my,
course,
my,
says
my
that
dog is keeping me together right now.
she's looking after you. Just looking at David D. Moore said that we're talking about what kind of whiskey I like, and David said I'm fond of anything. I stayed in his house and he made me drink stuff, and I don't even know what I was drinking, but yeah,
Marvelous.
apparently now he just sees me in a whole different light. But okay, I'm saying no more about that. Thank you for that contribution, David E. Moore.
Easy to please.
It's great. David's mighty. Okay, we're going to have one more song. Another
All
great
right.
song from you. You're singing this song and drinking whiskey. I'm going to let it run after the song because you have a little chat about it at the end. But
All right.
so this is part of the idea is to kind of promote a whiskey of your that you like and to sing songs. That the drill, is it?
I've been making my way through my song collection and my whiskey collection.
Perfect.
So
Kind of side by side.
indeed, I have a
This
lot of both.
this is one of your
Well,
better known songs.
this was
I think.
taken from my front yard.
From your front yard.
Yes.
What a lovely looking front yard you have.
Well, thank you. The pond is
Wow.
not mine. The pond is across the street.
All right then, but the rest, yeah, great, beautiful, a beautiful location. And there you are with your gill guitar and hearts as big as anchors. Tell us a little bit about this.
Hearts as Big as Anchors is a song that I wrote many years ago, also as part of the February album writing month. But it's become one of the more popular Jeff Brown and the New Black songs, and it's going to be heavily featured on the record, and it's also going to be the title of the record.
Of
But it's-
the brand new Jeff Black,
Yeah, Jeff Brown and the New
Brown
Black.
and the New Black.
Hearts as Big as Anchors, because it's sort of reminiscent of how our hearts. People say love can lift us up and it's wonderful, but sometimes love can drag us along and chain us, and it's like it's just as much an anchor as it is a balloon sometimes.
Yes, indeed it is. Well, let's have a listen to it. It's a great song. Part of your new YouTube channel, which is called Music on the Rocks. So again, it'll be linked below, folks. whiskey and songs side by side. I love it. I love it. Here it is. Hearts as Big as Anchors. Check it out.
This is a show where
This
I
is a show.
go through my music
internet
collection and
lets-
also my whiskey collection. So I'll be singing a song and drinking some whiskey. And as it turns out, in honor of being a little tired of being inside, this is Cabin Fever, which is a Canadian maple syrup flavored whiskey. Spoiler alert, it's really good. And this is a song off an upcoming record with my band, Jeff Brown and the New Black. This is called Hearts as Big as Anchors. Well, love, you know I once lost you, and I know you lost me too. We're scattered along the boulevard, and it was just a matter of when the time would draw you around again. With faith and breathless disregard, gazing at the silhouettes makes us long for something more. Our hearts as big as anchors, you know we'll never leave the shore. We'll never leave the shore. I fight this feeling as I can, 'cause I'm just a boy trying to be a man. And I can't battle anymore. Forever showing what should be. I can hear her calling me. She's the only voice that I can't ignore. Gazing at the silhouettes makes us long for something more. Our hearts as big as anchors, we may never leave the shore. But I cut these chains forever. This cold heart will never cut these chains forevermore. Oh, we'll never reach the shore. Never reach the shore. And all these songs that I sang for you were only songs filled with regret. And our hearts as big as anchors are just the nooses around our necks. Gazing at the silhouettes makes us long for something more. With our hearts as big as anchors, we may never leave the shore. Oh, oh, oh. Never leave the shore. No one never leave the shore. And I realized about halfway through that song that I did not bring my glass. So, Cabin Fever, maple syrup flavored whiskey. My name's Jeff Brown. Thank you for stopping by. Be well, be safe, and cheers.
Be well, be safe, and cheers. I'd love to be in that garden with you now, Jeff, drinking a whiskey. I really would.
Absolutely. Just as long as you stay 6 feet away from me.
Well, socially, yeah, we'll distance ourselves socially.
All right.
But what? It's only 3 o'clock in the afternoon there now. What's your plan for the day? You have a litigation. You have to go and sue a pharmaceutical company, and then after that,
I'm doing research. I leave it to everyone else to take care of that stuff.
I see. So that's the plan.
But,
So you're straight back to work then today.
Yeah, probably back to work, and then probably start cooking in a couple hours for dinner.
I see.
I love to cook.
I was going to say a good cook. You're the man. You're the man in the house for the cooking.
I enjoy cooking more than my wife does. So.
Oh, that's fair enough.
But,
Well, look,
and I know too many chefs to say that I'm a chef, but I'm a very good cook.
all right, I well believe it. Well, if I ever make it over there, you can cook for me and feed me whiskey, and I'll be very happy.
It's a
And
plan.
we might sing a song together.
Oh, beautiful.
Thank you so much for your time today, Jeff, and for the insight into your songs.
Thank
lovely,
you. And,
lovely to hear
Dan-
them again.
Dank je wel.
Thank you
But
very much.
dank u wel.
Tis correct, Dan. Well, thank you very indeed.
No.
No, yeah,
I-
just
I-
means you're welcome.
And actually, I'm trying to think. Like, was that Dutch or was that Flemish?
Yeah, it was Dutch. It's
Okay.
pretty much the same. I
All
can't
right.
say that out too loud; they'll go crazy. But
Yeah, I
it's
spent
a
a
dialect
couple.
of Dutch.
I spent a couple days in Bruges, and then I spent an afternoon in Antwerp, and that was
So
my
you picked
experience.
up some. Thank you, Well. You picked up some.
I find it that like when you're traveling, it's like learn how to say please and thank you in every language, and everything else is negotiable.
Very true. Absolutely. It's the least we can do. And then to learn how to order drinks, like
It's true.
that's also helps. Yeah, a whiskey Ashtablift or whatever it is. Yeah.
Alsjeblieft.
Ashtablift is a good one too.
Yeah.
It was great talking to you again. It's been there 4 years since we saw each other in real life, but hopefully we
Indeed.
will again. Thank you
Well,
everybody as well for joining us.
if Acoustic Yard wants to invite us back,
You see?
that would be all right.
You hear that, David D. Moore? There you go. Yes, I'm sure you'll always be welcome back.
I feel like he's tired of me asking.
Well, I know that. Yeah, well, this year we have to wait, of course, because of the
yeah.
corona. But yeah, I'm sure.
Unless we just wanted the virtual Acoustic Yard.
Maybe he'll do that. Yeah, exactly. Thanks everybody for tuning in. By the way, before I forget to say thanks everybody, all our live viewers, and thank you, sir, for your time and your energy, and for all those great songs today.
You are very welcome. It was a pleasure.
Hopefully, we'll see each other. Stay safe and well, as you said, and sláinte.
Cheers.
All the best, sir. Now, folks, there's the brilliant Jeff Brown. Great songwriter, great guy. And if you ever need a music lawyer, he's your man. There you go. You can mail me for his private information later. I'll take a small commission out of whatever we settle. That's how it works in this business. A quick flash of the man's web stuff, jeffbrownmusic.com. Get him there on Facebook. Jeff Brown Music, and of course support his Bandcamp there. All of the other links will be in the description below, folks. Please consider subscribing to this channel. It's called Songs from the RWR Room, dedicated to singer-songwriters from Belgium and beyond. And I will see you all. Thanks very much again to the wonderful Jeff Brown for the chat, and I'll see you all again next time as soon as possible on the next Raving with Rua. Stay safe and well, and mind yourselves. Bye bye.